Story 1: The Phantom Attendant. In a desolate area, far from civilization, there stood an old gas station. It had been abandoned for years after a series of mysterious disappearances in the area. One stormy night, a group of friends decided to take a shortcut through the deserted roads, unaware of the horrors that awaited them. As they approached the gas station, they noticed a dim light flickering inside. Hesitant but low on fuel, they reluctantly pulled in. The moment they stepped out of the car, a chill ran down their spines. The place felt eerie, and an unsettling silence hung in the air. They called out for the gas attendant, but there was no response. Creeping unease settled in as they explored the dark station. Suddenly, they heard footsteps coming from the back room. With trepidation, they entered and found an old photo hanging on the wall. The photo showed the gas station decades ago, with a group of employees. Among them was an unfamiliar face, someone who didn't belong. As they continued their search, strange occurrences intensified. The gas pumps began operating on their own, and the temperature dropped drastically. Panic set in as they realized they were not alone. The phantom attendant, the unknown figure from the photograph, had returned to claim his territory. One by one, the friends vanished, swallowed by the darkness within the gas station. The phantom attendant seemed to feed on their fears, tormenting their minds before taking their souls. The gas station had become a haunted trap, and anyone who dared enter its premises never left. Story 2: The Abandoned Oasis. In the heart of a barren desert, an oasis of terror lay hidden. Among the dunes stood an abandoned gas station, the only sign of human habitation for miles. Legend had it that the gas station was cursed, a place where evil spirits lurked, waiting to prey on unsuspecting travelers. A group of adventurers seeking a shortcut decided to refuel at the ominous gas station. As they pulled in, they were greeted by a haunting sight: a swarm of crows perched on the station's roof, watching them with beady eyes. The air was thick with an otherworldly aura, and the desert winds carried whispers that sent shivers down their spines. Ignoring their instincts, they proceeded to pump gas. Inside the convenience store, they discovered dust-covered shelves stocked with expired items. The place reeked of decay, and the old cash register seemed to be stained with an eerie crimson hue. As they prepared to leave, their car suddenly sputtered and died. Panic set in as they realized they were stranded in the middle of nowhere. One by one, the adventurers started experiencing strange phenomena, whispers echoing through the desert, shadows dancing at the corners of their vision, and apparitions lurking among the dunes. It became apparent that the gas station was a gateway to a malevolent dimension. The evil spirits were using their fear to drain their life force. Trapped and surrounded by the paranormal, the adventurers had to confront their deepest fears to escape the clutches of the cursed oasis. Story 3: The Haunted Refinery. In a remote industrial town, a massive abandoned refinery loomed over the landscape. The townspeople spoke in hushed tones about the tragedies that occurred there: the accidental explosions, the workers who vanished without a trace, and the inexplicable fires that broke out in the dead of night. A group of curious urban explorers decided to investigate the haunted refinery. Among them was a seasoned paranormal investigator eager to unravel the mysteries of the place. They arrived at dusk, their flashlights cutting through the encroaching darkness. The rusty metal structures creaked in the chilling wind, and a sense of foreboding filled the air. As they explored the refinery, they noticed an old gas station nestled within the complex. The station had an unsettling aura, with shattered windows and eerie graffiti covering its walls. Despite the feeling of dread, they pushed forward, determined to uncover the truth. As the night deepened, strange apparitions appeared, a spectral figure filling the gas tanks, eerie laughter resonating through the abandoned corridors, and ghostly hands reaching out from the shadows. The paranormal investigators sensed a malevolent force, stronger than anything encountered before. The group soon realized they were not alone. The ghosts of the refinery's past workers sought vengeance for their untimely deaths. The spirits fed on the energy of the living, growing stronger with each fear-filled breath. In a race against time, the explorers had to find a way to break the curse that bound the spirits to the gas station before they became the next victims. But as the night wore on, they questioned whether they could escape the clutches of the haunted refinery or become a permanent part of its gruesome history. Story 4: The Vanishing Attendants. In a sleepy town nestled deep within the woods, there existed a seemingly ordinary gas station that held a dark secret. Locals knew to avoid it after sundown, as strange occurrences were said to plague the area at night. Late one evening, a weary traveler found herself low on fuel and reluctantly pulled into the gas station. The air felt heavy, and an unsettling silence filled the night. As she approached the pumps, she noticed two gas station attendants staring blankly ahead. Their eyes seemed hollow, devoid of life. Ignoring her unease, she asked for help with the fuel. The attendants silently pointed her towards the pump, and as she turned back to thank them, they were gone without a trace. The eerie feeling intensified, but with no other gas stations nearby, she had no choice but to proceed. As she pumped the gas, she noticed movement from the corner of her eye. Glancing around, she saw shadowy figures flitting between the trees, their eyes glowing in the darkness. Fear gnawed her, urging her to leave, but her car refused to start. Panic set in as the figures drew closer. Desperate to escape, she ran towards the convenience store, hoping to find help or a phone. But inside, she discovered rows of shelves filled with dusty, outdated products. The air grew colder, and the flickering lights added to the sense of foreboding. Suddenly, the attendants reappeared, standing at the store's entrance, their eyes still hollow and lifeless. Their eerie silence was broken by a haunting whisper, warning her that she was trapped and would never leave the gas station. The spirits of the vanished attendants sought company, and she was their latest victim. Story 5: The Haunting Road Trip. A group of friends set out on a road trip, eager for adventure and fun. Their route took them through a vast expanse of isolated countryside, and as night fell, they found themselves in need of fuel. An old, run-down gas station appeared on the horizon, the only sign of life for miles. As they approached the gas station, they noticed it looked like it hadn't been in operation for years. Ignoring the warning signs, they parked their car and decided to explore the creepy surroundings, hoping to find some answers. Inside the convenience store, they discovered old magazines, faded posters, and cobwebs covering the shelves. The atmosphere felt suffocating, and they were certain they heard faint whispers carried on the breeze. Ignoring their growing unease, they ventured outside to check the gas pumps. To their surprise, the gas pumps seemed to be working, but no matter how much they pumped, the fuel gauge on their car didn't budge. Bewildered, they realized something was terribly wrong. As they turned to leave, their car's engine roared to life, startling them. Their relief was short-lived, but the car started moving on its own, taking them on a nightmarish ride through dark, winding roads. The friends screamed in terror, trying to regain control, but it was as if an unseen force had taken over. The gas station they left behind seemed to follow them, appearing on every deserted stretch of road they passed. The haunting whispers grew louder, and the spirits of those who met their demise in the desolate area began to materialize, trying to drag them into the depths of the unknown. Trapped in this nightmarish loop, the friends had to confront their deepest fears and the sins of their past to break free from the haunted road trip. The gas station had become a portal for malevolent spirits, and only by facing their inner demons could they hope to escape the clutches of this spectral torment.